Okay, everybody, what's good? Real Diversity. We are back with another video. We're gonna be looking through the Triumphant Light, the card list, and we're gonna be seeing some cards that stand out to me. I'm a little late on this, so I'm gonna try to make this. I'm not gonna dive too deep into this. I was trying to make this video earlier, and I ended up getting interrupted, and also I wasn't able to, like, the audio was kind of not that great either, so it was fine. So I ended up finishing. I was in the middle of doing like a full read, like a real react. Like, I had not seen these cards at all because I was actually shocked. I just hopped on live and seen the set drop, and I was like, what? And I seen maybe one like video about like and I thought it was just someone speculating early or something about the new set. I didn't know it was legit, like, already so close to a new set releasing. This is the quickest they've dropped the set. I could be wrong about that. It feels really quick, or maybe I just haven't been on this game as much, so it feels quicker to me. But I have kind of decreased my plan a little bit on this game, but it's still fine. I still love every time they drop a set. I love finding season unique cards, and I'm going to talk about some ones I'm excited about. And so we're going to talk about the ones I think are going to be really good, really great, and it's just coming from a guy that's pretty much played just about every deck. He's been on this game since it's dropped, so I have a lot of in-depth knowledge on it. And I've been a big TCG, the actual TCG game. I'm really big on that, so I know that game really well. So this one, really, this game comes a lot easier to me because it's so simplified. It made it so really anyone can pick it up and play it. So yeah. Anyways, I love it. It gets repetitive because they're so slow to release new cards, which I love that it seems to me they're picking up the pace, which feels really good. But I think that last set might have dropped at the end of March, or January. So this actually, it may have been a month already actually, but the February is really short, so maybe that's why February, this is the shortest month. I'm already surprised. We're already in a new month. Anyways, let's get started. I've already yapped way too much. Heracross. I'll get back to Heracross later for another card. If you have not seen any of these cards, this is just my review. I'm just reviewing the cards I think are important, like I said, but I will kind of save Heracross for later. We'll get back to him though. Heracross is may potentially be viable. Carnivine, if you have Arceus EX in your in play, this card does an additional 30 damage. Now this is not bad. This is 50 for 1, so this is almost a simpler version of Primate. Again, you can do 50 starting turn 1, so this ultimately may be a better Farfetch. Like, if you're running grass and it needs time to evolve, this is not a bad card to throw in there, in my opinion. I can see a lot of Carnivines deck, or if you're using Arceus and you're using an Arceus grass deck, which I guess this might be the only card that Arceus uses with grass, but I have to look into that. But this may not be that bad. At least this lets you use if you're using, I think the new I seen an Arceus deck build, and I can't remember, was it a Magnemite or not in it, but either way, I think Yon Mega might have been in that deck or not. But either way, this deck can work well if you're using like some colorless cards in Arceus. I think and grass is like your energy of choice. He can be just a more aggressive Farfetch with a little bit more HP than Farfetch. So I think it has potential. Nothing too crazy though, because he needs grass. So moving on, Leafeon, all the EX seem really decent in this set as well. Leafeon puts in extra energy. You may attach an energy from your energy zone and attach to one of your grass Pokemon. So I've seen this in this combo with Celebi, I think is a deck people are making. My opinion, this works. I think this is a Venusaur accelerator. Leafeon only has 1 retreat cost. I think this Leafeon and Venusaur, like, this can get Venusaur up in 2 turns. The only issue is, and I may experiment with this when I do get Leafeon, but I think it has potential with Venusaur. Now I've seen this in Celebi because obviously there's some early implications with Celebi. You're just maybe charging up Celebi for late, super late game. And Celebi just comes in after like a long time of building up, and you pretty much just sweep anything. So Leafeon is just a big wall until you get your Celebi out. So I think that's actually has a lot of value too as well. Houndoom, I just like Houndoom's art. But right below Houndoom, we have a Azumarill, which makes Houndoom seem just a lot better by comparison, because Azumarill still has the same 2 for 60, but Houndoom at least has a trap condition. Heatran didn't see nothing too, I don't think too amazing, but again, being able to retreat, take some damage, retreat, come in swinging for 40 for just, I'm sorry, 80 for 2 with if he's already taking some damage or anything like that. Not bad in my opinion. Especially considering decks like Infernape. I see some value in this in an Infernape deck. Considering you're running, let's say Arceus, Infernape, Heatran. Actually, I just might I gotta try them. Now I think about how much I'm gonna have to try that out. But again, you get Infernape up, you retreat Infernape, you attack, and you use Heatran maybe as your wall or whatever, and then you get Arceus, you get your Infernape, and you're able to retreat Infernape into Heatran. Heatran attacks, you retreat out with Heatran next turn, and then you Dawn. So then you get that energy from Heatran, and you can attack again with your Infernape if you need to. So I think it's a lot of potential. And also, say you don't need to, you can knock it out with your Heatran. Okay, do that then, and then you can just put more energy on your Infernape. Again, once you know, free retreats, just an easy retreat. I think that has potential, in my opinion. Moving on, nothing really too strong in the water types. We're gonna get the Glaceon in a second. Abomasnow, unfortunately, again, 80 for 2. When we just seen a Azumarill, honestly, well, yeah, it's a stage 1, so right, you're stage 1, right? Yeah, so I guess it's fine. Again, it's just a like 20 more damage than like a Azumarill or so, with like an extra 20 damage with an extra 20 health. So not bad. Again, you do need Arceus though. So again, all of these conditions, you need Arceus. The only thing with that's not that bad is because Arceus is a basic mon, so Arceus is not gonna be hard to pull out with the basic balls and stuff. So the only thing is, all of these cards that need Arceus, you technically need a second card, but Arceus you should pretty much get him pretty easy with the Pokeballs. I don't think it'd be too much of a deal. I've yet not have made an Arceus deck to know like how frustrating it is to probably not have them. But if you're just running communications and you're running Pokeballs, and with communications, you should better get Arceus really easy, especially like for that Carnivine deck. Like I said, Heatran, Carnivine. Again, these are all basic mons, so you're gonna get one of them up front anyway. So you just need the other one, and that should be easy enough. Say if you just happen to pull another Pokeball, or you just have another mon, and you can just communicate it out. So, anyways, Glaceon. Let's get to that. Okay. This one I'm interested because I don't know, I can't remember if there's a Pokemon checkup at the beginning and at the end of a turn, or just at the beginning or just at the end. I can't remember when is the exact checkup. I'll have to look into that. But if this is twice in one turn, that's a total of 110. So at the start of their turn, if they take 10, and at the end of their turn they take 10, then that's 20 total per turn. That's not that bad, but I think it's only gonna be once a turn. But I've never in TCG seen a card that says during the Pokemon checkup, which is interesting because, like I said, I think it happens in multiple times in one like person's turn. Now again, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. It may just be at the beginning, but anyways, yeah, that's something to note there. But if I'm wrong, just 100 damage a turn if you attack. And then also plus if you just get this thing up early, you're already doing just chip damage before you can even attack. So yeah, not bad. Raichu didn't stand out too much to me, especially considering that the old Raichu I think had 120 HP. So this pretty much still puts him like in the same range, and only doing 40 damage, 20 to one of your Pokemon's bench Pokemon. I can't remember what the old one was. Wasn't the old one like 60 damage, 10 to each of your opponent's Pokemon, something like that? I could have sworn the other Raichu was very similar to something like this. So I'm not too sure how great this one is. I gotta compare it to the other Raichus, but again, it could be viable. I just gotta look at what else is going on. Okay, so Gengar looks pretty chill. 2 for 70. I mean, that's alternative if you're running, I guess, the EX Gengar. They really need to make another EX Gengar if I'm being real, but Gengar, okay, I think potential. But let me look at his Hunter and see if these are better versions of Gas and Hunter. I think this Hunter's not as good as the one. I think it's one that does one like 30 for one energy or something like that, right? And Astonish. Wow, and then show. That's not actually too bad, especially if you go first or go second, and you just throw out a random Astonish. That may be pretty solid actually, but obviously you wouldn't stay gassy long. But if you did have to stay gassy long, that is actually not a bad card if you're getting your hits. Unknown. Once in your turn, you may check either. Look at the top card of that player's deck. Okay. Unless like this that it's kind of interesting card because if you pair this with the that Pokemon, that card where what's it called, Pokescope or something like that, where you can look at your opponent's hand. If you pair this in that, like you pretty much know everything your opponent's doing or it has, and I think that is valuable. If they're not drawing extra cards and you see their hand or something like that, and then you can just see every card they're drawing from then on, that I can see an unknown deck, but I don't like see what card would mesh well with this. But yeah, I mean he's a free tech card. Yeah, I think someone may make a deck just for there's always people always make fun decks. I think someone's gonna have an unknown deck. I don't know how competitive it'll be, but someone's gonna make one for fun. Rotom, okay, this is a card I've seen. I think this is gonna be a really common tech card. Now I could be wrong, but he's basically like a free X speed for the entire game. He does take a slot up, but he's almost just a free XP. So if oh wait, this Pokemon has no. Oh, sorry, I misread this the first time. I totally misread this. I thought that Rotom gave your active Pokemon and a minus retreat cost. Completely I don't know where I misread that at. But this lets Rotom retreat pretty much for free if Arceus is on the field. Okay, never mind. I completely missed that. Or is there a card later? Okay, we'll see. I could be thinking of another card later down the line. Let's see. What's his dash attack does? His attack does 20 damage to one of your Pokemon bench Pokemon. Okay. Again, not actually. Still might be a tech card that will be able to just set you up for Cyrus. Again, a lot of the cards seem to really like lean towards like setting your Cyrus up. But yeah, Rotom not really kind of aggressive and a good card to just get in, get out with the Arceus deck, and you can just pretty much set something up to really get hit hard. Sudowoodo, not that strong, but again, this is similar to a 50 for 1 energies kind of for a basic is kind of starting to be a little bit more common with these conditions involved, but yeah, 50 for 1, which is again stronger than our old reliable Farfetch, who's hitting for 40 for 1, but also Farfetch also only has like 60 HP or something. So really easy to knock out. Donphan, I don't think nothing was too strong about Donphan during next turn. This reminds me, I think of the Togekiss. So pretty similar to Togekiss with actually okay, similar to Togekiss, but it seems like a only a stage 1, so you don't have to look for the other one. Tyranitar, interested to see if this one's decent or not. I can't remember. Somebody's like, I looked at this earlier. I can't remember most of them though. If Arceus is in play, does 30 more damage. Oh my god! Like we really need to work on fighting. Like the energy takes way too long. The HP just really isn't that high. Now this is definitely a EX level Mon, and I think this could actually work. Put like a wall up, for a while, and then till Tyranitar gets out. Yeah, it's pretty tough because even if you knock Tyranitar out, he has only 1 card. He's only worth 1, and he's swinging for 160 fully set up. So monstrous late game card. I think it has a lot of potential in the right deck. Now again, I think fighting needs something. I think, and then also tag this along with Lucario or something too. He's swinging for 150 or plus the 30. I don't think anyone's gonna be able to set that much up, but if you did set up Lucario plus Arceus plus Tyranitar, that already sounds like way too much to get lucky. You're swinging for a total of 170 per turn, which is really, and then again consistently, like no, like you're not losing energy or nothing like that. But again, seems like a lot of setup there. And just, but by himself for Arceus alone with a wall, I think he's not bad actually. Honestly, reminds me of Gyarados, but also again not an EX, but also no Misty or nothing like that to accelerate energy. So that's what kind of hurts him the most is just the energy. And then our new faithful Garchomp, I was like, there's no way we don't get an EX Garchomp. But of course, Garchomp's one of those staple Gen 4 mons, one of my favorite, along with Infernic, which both my favorites got EXs. So I'm gonna have an Infernic video coming out soon because I'm using an Infernic deck right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it. But Garchomp, always one of those cards in TCG that is usually really strong, but also always one of those cards that usually has like really low energy. Like it doesn't need much energy to do something. It can be pretty effective without a lot of energy, and Garchomp's always been really good at doing that. Again, this one does 50 for 1. Again, we were just talking about how 50 for 1 is really good trade-off. But again, this does it to any of your opponent's Pokemon, so you're pretty much able to set up like no one's safe if Garchomp gets set up. Again, and he does 100 for 3. Mind you, this is not including Cynthia. So Cynthia, you're swinging for 150. 150. Also, you're pretty much able to knock out any mon in the game because if you hit something early and then you Cyrus it, well, never mind. You can't 150. Well, I guess technically you still would be doing the 150 because you would hit that Pokemon from the bench, then you would Cyrus the man, then you would hit them for 100. So I guess technically you still are hitting for the same 150, but also you could just use Cynthia and 150 them that way too. So again, a lot of ways you can, but yeah, swinging for one, like just tagging 50 on the bench, like that's really impressive. Again, they don't have a rare candy in this game yet. But yeah, this card would be really threatening if Rare Candy was in the game. I think this is one to be like if they do ever add a Rare Candy card where you can skip your stage 1. This would be the first card that I think is going to have a really big impact. Yeah, Crobat. Once during your turn, you may have this card may do 30. Hold on, let me read slower. Hold on, I'm be skimming over these just thinking I can just read in 2 seconds. Okay, you may do 30 damage. Oh, that's right. This one is kind of like a Darkrai. You can you just do 30 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon every turn. So really strong pair with Darkrai. I think I've seen a deck already of that. Darkrai, Arceus in this. And really strong combo because you're doing the 20 with Darkrai plus the 30, that's just 50 right there. Yeah, crazy strong. Again, stage, it is a stage 2 though, so Greninja may still be better in my opinion, but again, not a bad card to just throw in there with Darkrai. Again, and he also swings for 50, not bad either. And no retreat cost, so he can bring him in, let him swing for 50, retreat him out for free later in the game. Toxicroak, interesting. I've been waiting to see. This is interesting to see because we do have the Grunt card, the Team Galactic Grunt card, and I was curious to see if Krogon didn't seem that valuable, but if Toxicroak, like if there was a strong Toxicroak version, maybe we could see more of that Team Galactic Grunt combo card, that support card getting used. But let's read it real quick. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Do 20 damage to this Pokemon instead of the usual amount for this special condition. Considering you have to attack too, doesn't seem that great. But like considering you can do this, like if you go first and you set this up, and they have one of those decks that take a long time, like I can see a lot of value in it, because then you can just 20 is that each turn 60. It would still take too long. I think it would still just take way too long. If he has zero retreat cost, then I think then he may have some value then. Zero retreat cost, but also Scolipede, he does fit well with Scolipede. I think him and Scolipede may be a better combo than Weezing. No, Weezing's still better. Yeah, Weezing's still way better. Actually, never mind. Not even close. But Weezing's retreat cost is a thing. This card, once you set it up and you attack, you can pretty much like leave that next turn. Then they've already took 40 damage. Then you Scolipede in. I don't know. I think Scolipede's only what? You only need 2 energy for. You know what? That I don't know. Something to test out. Toxicroak and Scolipede may actually be a decent combo. Magnum might. Yeah. Let's see. This new Magnezone doesn't seem a steel version. Yeah, nothing too great. The other one's still just 20 times better than this. Okay, so it does. But what's interesting here, you're doing 30 less damage, but you take 30 less damage, and you also don't lose energy. So I don't think this would be that bad. But Dialga and Arceus paired together, this could enter those decks because those are basic mons. But again, he still gets swung on pretty hard. But if you sub him into a fight, like he's gonna be able to hit for 160. I don't think there's nothing that's knocking him out straight up. Like even if Fernape's not knocking him out, yeah, it's not a lot of things because you basically have to hit for full health. You basically have to hit for over 170, which is, like I said, not a lot of things. Even that freaking Tyranitar isn't hitting for that much. Yeah, he's definitely surviving a hit from just about everything except Charizard. Mawwall. Let's see, because these are always really annoying. But let me see though. Iron Breaker. Your opponent's active Pokemon is a Steel Pokemon. This tech does 30 more damage. Okay, no, that's terrible. Probopass, I think, is obviously gonna get a lot of play. I think he's gonna get some play with the Dialga, the EX one. But let's read it real quick. During your opponent's next turn, this Pokemon takes 20 less damage. Now again, that doesn't seem that impressive. But again, he's at 160, so he attacks. Plus he's taking 20 less. That's like hitting for 180. Plus put like a giant cape on him. You have to literally be a Charizard to kill this thing. Nothing short of Charizard is killing him. Or like some crazy stupid roll Celebi or something like that. But yeah. Probopass really, I think, is gonna see some play. I can see it. Because he looks really annoying, especially throwing some potions. Here, a giant cape, potions. The only thing you need is Dialga. Like, I mean, yeah, I think Probopass may see some play. And is his how much is his? Oh, nose pass retreat cost is stupid high though. That would suck though. There's no escape rope or switch item on this game yet, so getting him first would be terrible, honestly. Snorlax. I also will come back to Snorlax. I think also. Okay, no, we haven't got to it yet. Snorlax and Staraptor will also come back to those in just a second. To talk about the same thing. Giratina, discard 2 runner energies from this. What the heck? This reminds me of the old EX Giratina. I think if they may drop another EX set too with Giratina in it. I would imagine. I would hope so. But anyways, yeah, considering they didn't drop there was no way they would drop Arceus and not a Giratina. Are we potentially getting another booster pack with the same like theme? I love Gen 4, so I wouldn't care. But this is interesting. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Yeah, that's just 120 is okay. If it was like the other, like if it didn't need that one extra energy, this would be cool. Well, no, because you'll be hitting for 120 your second turn if you're lucky. You're hitting for 120 your third turn, but you have to get lucky in Like then you lose all your energy, and it's gonna take you another 2 turns. And I don't. It's no way to speed this up. I don't think. Well, I guess maybe with Oh, you know what? No, because even with that new Leafeon, it can only be attached to a grass Pokemon. So yeah, yeah, it's just no way of speeding this Giratina up, and no cards to help it out. So I don't think it's that good. So your opponent reveals their hand. Oh, no, Noctowl and what's that? The other card that lets you see your opponent's deck. That this might be a solid. Could be also something to think about instead of using that Pokescope item. I might be saying it wrong, but the one that lets you look at your opponent's hand. Against Staraptor, 130 for 3 does 20 damage to yourself. Not that bad, but again, a stage 3, 130. Thinking about the again, we're gonna talk about Staraptor in just a second. When we look at Barry, but again, when you think about who else? When you think about Tyranitar, the other stage 2, and he's swinging for 130. This feels a little bit better in my opinion. And then oh no, Shaman. This is what I thought. I said I thought I saw a card. Shaman's the one, the tech card I was thinking about. Shaman, as long as this Pokemon is on the bench, your active Pokemon's basic retreat cost is 1 less. This is like a free XP. This is the tech card I was like, I thought I could have sworn I seen a card that said that. This is the card I was thinking about. I thought that Rotom was. Shaman is potentially, like I said, gonna be in a lot of decks. I haven't seen any deck lists yet. So besides some like 2 of them, and that was the one I was telling y'all about with the Arceus or Darkrai, or I can't remember which one. But anyways, Shaman is potentially gonna be a really great tech card, especially with Mons. Like just almost anybody like that you don't want in the active spot, like the wrong basic that you want to build up, is gonna be pretty good. I think even in like a deck like a Charizard deck, he has some value because of like the Moltres deal. Moltres needing 2 retreat costs. I think in just any deck where you want to retreat for free, yeah, I think Shaman's gonna have some interesting combos. I can't see it yet, but I know it's a few decks that desperately need this to like stay on curve. I think actually one I'm thinking about now, heavily is the Ninetales deck. I think Ninetales could benefit a lot from this Shaman. Interestingly enough, I think a Ninetales deck does a lot because then you can leave without wasting energy or anything like that. And yeah, I think this would be really strong in Ninetales. That's one of the biggest weaknesses of Ninetales is the like retreating back and forth with your Rapidash in Ninetales. But yeah, like this may pit this may skew that. So just something to think about. Arceus. Again, the normal one, Power Blast, discard a random energy from his Pokemon. 4 for 100. Absolute terrible, but again, you probably only need this card for 1 or 2 reasons, and that's usually the EX one, or you may be not, if you don't want to run an EX, which is fine, because you may not want to get Sabrina, because Sabrina's still a thing. Sabrina into your Arceus to get knocked out for two reprise cards is not going to be fun. But yeah, what's the EX version look like? This attack does 20 more damage for each card. Okay, the EX is just a lot more threatening, especially when you if you can actually put energy on it. But mainly, like I said, you may just use this card as just to support your other cards that are supported by Arceus EX. But yeah, Irida, again, this is like the new heal for water types. Heal 4 damage again from each of your Pokemon that has taken that has any water. Wait. Oh, I thought this was just heal 4 damage from each of your water Pokemon. each of your Pokemon that have enough water energy attached. So that could be anybody. This is really strong then. Oh no. Well, I guess it's a good thing decks are so small because this Misty and Research would all do numbers. Those cards would do numbers. But yeah, Irida seems very much really strong actually looking at it. Especially in a deck with like Manaphy, right? Or not Manaphy, I'm sorry. Yeah, Manaphy, Vaporeon. Jeez. You attack with Manaphy once and basically your whole team can get healed. Wow, okay. That's pretty interesting. Celtic Tower, Town Elder, sorry. Put one random basic from your discard pile into your hand. Now this isn't bad. There's been so many times where I've like lost an early basic because I like had no choice, and then I start getting like their evolutions, and I can't do nothing with those cards. I think this isn't that bad of a card. If your deck is running like maybe like only two different evolution lines, this may not be that bad of a card to have. But I don't think it's gonna see much play. Barry, this is the one I was saying. During this turn, attacks used by Snorlax, Heracross, and Staraptor cost 2 less energy. So I'm gonna talk about that in just a second. And then Adaman, I think they said. During your opponent's next turn, all your Steel Pokemon take less than 20 damage from your opponent's. Oh, also this paired with the like Magnezone and Probopass, who also take really less damage, is really solid too. Cause you're taking 40 less from Probopass. Plus, say he has like a Giant Cape and you're getting potions. Yeah, Probopass may be a problem with the Dialga, because he's gonna probably take like 3 turns to kill for a lot of things. So yeah, and let me go. Okay, yeah, Staraptor and Snorlax. So again, Snorlax, 100 for 2 energy isn't that bad. Considering like look at Arceus need 4 for 100. 100 for 2 is pretty much the hardest you can hit for 2 energy, I think, in this game. Not now, because you can hit for with Rampardo, you can hit for 1. Maybe okay. Let me say this, for a basic mon, I think 2 for 100 may be the really easy, but at the same time, you need Berry. But again, you just need a basic Snorlax and Berry, and just like within 2 turns, you can swing for 100. And then if you put a Lumberry on here, then you wake up from that sleep, you can swing for 100 again really early. Again, not that it doesn't seem that strong, but if you think about it, this takes less requirement than the Pikachu EX. If you think about it, Pikachu EX needs 3 Benchmon to swing for 90. You just need Snorlax and Berry. So this actually isn't that bad if you can get lucky and get the. But if Snorlax ends up in the front seat, and I guess maybe you throw 1 energy on him for like, but he's gonna have to die because 4 retreat cost is nothing to snuff at. He's just gonna have to die. But I guess you could, in theory, run a Dawn too, and once you've maybe attacked twice or whatever, you can sub him out if you want to do that. But I don't think you would. But that's an option. Staraptor. Again, he's swinging for 130 for 1, but he is a stage 2, so a lot more setup. But once like you set him up, you should for sure have berries in your hand, and you could have definitely you can just like let him sit on your bench. He's like the same as Rampardo, but again, I guess he takes more effort than Rampardo because you need berry. But yeah, pretty much a late game swinger that you can like sub in for just 1. I don't think it's a bad card actually. This may be a card I think I was talking about that Carnivine, this and Arceus may actually be a solid combo. That actually may be a good deck. I'm gonna try that out. And again, all the way to the top, Heracross. It's a Hail Mary card. Again, basic. So this has more potential than Snorlax. But you have to get heads on 2 coins, and you can basically swing for 120. Not gonna happen, but if you're lucky, I mean, who knows? But again, if you think about this too, though, say your first turn, And someone's gonna try this. I know it for sure. You can swing for 120 your first turn. Your first turn of attacking. This plus berry. And again, think about that. Your next turn, if you say you have two berries in your hand, you can attack again, and then by your third turn, you don't need berry anymore. So this one's a little bit self-sufficient. That one's interesting. I can see some potential in that one. But yeah, that's all. I made this video way longer than I need to. I hope you guys did enjoy, man. Thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe, man. We're out. Peace.